chief Washington correspondent for the Washington Examiner, Fox News contributor extraordinaire, and we are always lucky when he's here. Follow him on X at Byron York. Byron, does the Schumer shutdown make any political sense in your book?
Not that I can tell. I mean, obviously, we're seeing none of this is hurting the president's popularity rate. It's, his for years, it's bounced around in a fairly narrow range, and nothing really hurts it, and this hasn't. So that's not a good thing. And they're not making the Democrats are not making any progress on the Obamacare subsidies thing. And incidentally, in the past, Democrats taught Republicans how to handle this, which is look at the party that is attaching conditions to reopening the government, that's the Democrats this time, and say, no, first open the government, and then we'll talk about your issue. And that's where we are right now, and Democrats seem to be just treading water at the moment.
Now, Josh Holmes was on with me a little bit earlier, and he used to live up on the Hill on the Senate side and has been through a number of these things. The only thing he can come up with is Democrats, for some reason, think this is a giant get-out-the-vote effort in Northern Virginia because so many federal employees have missed paychecks. But, federal employees are pretty smart about this. They know it's 60 votes. They know it's the Democrats who are stopping them from making their car payments. Do you think it really is a GOTV play by an inept and confused Democratic Party?
Well, I'm not going to question Josh's judgment on this, but it seems kind of like a weird decision. It just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. Obviously, there's all the speculation about Chuck Schumer and his being afraid of a primary challenge from the left, which probably will happen.
Yeah.
There kind of was hell to pay for him in the Democratic Party for being seen as capitulating to Trump. What was it, back in March with an earlier spending bill? So the interesting thing about this is the real policy issue about this is really is about the growth and the permanent growth of government and how emergency spending turns into new baseline spending, and it goes out of control because clearly way back in 2010 when Obamacare was passed, Democrats knew it wasn't what they wanted. They wanted something much bigger, but they couldn't get it politically. So what they did was they put something in place and said, we're going to build on this as years go by. Well, they didn't get another opportunity to have the White House, the House, and the Senate until 2021, first year of Joe Biden. They immediately used the COVID pandemic as the rationale to increase premium subsidies, in other words, taxpayer-paid payments for Obamacare premiums. They only do it for a year to 2022, and then they say, okay, we're going to do it until December 31st, 2025, which is coming up now. And what we're seeing is this belief in the Democrats that once you start spending and send the money out, you can't stop. You can never stop it. And Republicans are saying, look, these were emergency, pandemic-related spending, so it's time to cut them off.
Obamacare is such a mess, Byron. I don't know that Democrats really want to draw attention to what a mess it is. I don't know anybody who likes the way health care has gone since Obamacare passed. The JCPOA and Obamacare together may be the worst two-term set of accomplishments for any presidency in modern time. Anything come close to that pair of failures?
No. I mean, in terms of policy failures, obviously there have been failures of judgment, the Iraq War.
Sure.
But in terms of actual policy, doing what they intended to do, no, I don't think I can remember such.
Now, Byron, I want to turn to New York City. Wrote a column for Fox News. I endorsed Andrew Cuomo. Can't believe I did it. I just don't want to have an anti-Semitic communist, in my opinion, running the world's greatest city. Do you think it's possible that Cuomo can pull this off with enough Sliwa votes?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I was thinking today, well, what if Sliwa did just change his mind and say, look, I didn't really mean it. I will get out. Would enough Sliwa votes, even when Sliwa was not in the race, would enough of them go to Cuomo to stop? And, Cuomo's such terribly damaged goods. It's horrendous. I feel bad about you endorsing Cuomo, as a matter of fact. Just such a terrible, terrible candidate. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, all I can point to is that the city of New York employs 300,000 people, and Comrade Mamdani has run a state legislative office with between 8 and 12 people. That's it. That's his resume in a campaign, which is other people's money and volunteers. It's not the same thing. I really wonder, don't you think he'll be overwhelmed?
I think yeah. He hasn't run anything. You're absolutely right. He will be overwhelmed. He has all of these ideas, about free buses and rent control and all sorts of stuff, and he has no idea how to pay for them because there is no way to pay for them without huge tax increases. So, yeah, he will be. But, the interesting thing about Mamdani is that what I was writing this week about his visit with Imam Wahaj and the mosque in Bed-Stuy, where the imam who testified in support.
Character witness for the blind sheikh. Not a co-conspirator. I like to point that out. Not a co-conspirator, just a character witness.
But listen, yeah, right. But also, he was asked in the same testimony in which he attested to the character of the blind sheikh. He also attested to the good character of two other defendants in the trial, all three of whom with the blind sheikh, were found guilty. And plus, the cherry on top, if you wanted, he in interviews, he specifically, after September 11th, he specifically declined to speak ill of Osama bin Laden.
Now, maybe he's deputy mayor material. I don't know. Mr. Mamdani is going to run the most interesting administration in New York City history, but I'm still hoping. I know he's damaged goods, but Andrew Cuomo at least knows how to run a railroad occasionally. Mr. Mamdani's 10 staff or office is not the same thing. Byron York, thank you. Follow him on X at Byron York.